Go.
Hi everybody, welcome back to WEDucation. I'm here today with Kellie Bode. She is one of the fabulous makeup artists here in New Orleans that helps me on wedding days to get my girls wedding ready. How are you, Kellie?
I'm great, thank you for having me.
Awesome. So as you can see, she already did my makeup today. So we're doing things a little bit backwards. So stay tuned after this to see the full makeup application, to see how this beautiful face is now as pretty as you see today. So tell us a little bit about how long you've been doing this and your lovely makeup artistry.
Well, I have been doing this for almost 19 years. It's crazy to say out loud. When I say it like that, it makes me feel old. But I started when I was 20, and I absolutely love it. It's something that if I were to pick a profession, this would be it. Like something to get paid to do that I love, this would be it, without a doubt.
What's your favorite part about it? Just working with the girls, or?
Yeah, I think working with the girls and seeing their personalities and having fun with them and making them laugh and making sure that they're relaxed on their wedding day, or just making them comfortable. Just the girl time,
Yes,
I guess, is also my favorite.
I would think being with the girls in the morning when they're with all their best friends
Yes.
and close family, that's probably very exciting.
Yeah, and it really is. A lot of the time it's more fun. Well, I like to think it is more fun than walking down the aisle and getting married, because you're with your friends and you're having fun and there's no pressure. Yeah, it's always a good time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about minimums and kind of length of time that it takes for you to do each of the girls, and just your preferred numbers for the wedding day.
Well, for the wedding day, I like to have a minimum of 5 total, which is the bride and 4 others. So usually that's an easy minimum. We have girls that have plenty more than that, or just that, but it takes about 30 minutes to do a full makeup application. And if there's more than 15 girls, I like to bring an assistant.
You have an assistant.
Yes, I have a few assistants that if it's more than 15, that we have to bring other people in just for timing reasons.
Absolutely. So tell me a little bit about when the girls reach out to you. What are some of the things that you want to talk to them about before setting that makeup trial, which we'll get into as well in terms of kind of doing those trials prior?
Well, basically I just talk to them and get a feel for their personality and see what they're looking for. I mean, a lot of the girls just want to make sure that they look their best, not too much, not enough, and so for us to talk about that is important. So after we discuss the look that they want, then we'll discuss the meeting time and all that, and then we'll get into the wedding.
Do you like for them to bring pictures of what their normal makeup looks like and what they're hoping for, or does that help you? Or
it doesn't. I mean, unless it usually helps them. It helps
yeah,
them
to maybe explain something.
Right,
Okay.
but talking to them and getting a feel for what they're looking for is how I base what I'm going to do on them.
Gotcha.
If they have pictures, great. If they want a certain look, great. But usually talking to them, I can kind of figure it out.
And color palettes and things you obviously will go off of. Maybe what you feel too when you see them, and their skin tone and eye color and things like that.
Right, and what photographs well. Sometimes, brides want a red lip, and sometimes I have to say, well, in black and white photos, that can look harsh, because a red lip can come out to look almost black. So sometimes we have to kind of talk about colors, but usually they like a neutral tone, or they just want to look like themselves.
And what about your makeup application? Do you use airbrushing? What's your thought on that?
I don't use airbrushing. I find that it looks kind of dry on the skin.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, and I feel like, why use a machine when I can do with my hands and get the look that I'm looking for?
Right.
The machine is just, I don't like the application.
Is there any specific product that you do like to use that you feel really kind of works well for most, of your girls?
Well, I do use a mineral foundation that has a really velvety finish. It's from a company called Prima that I absolutely love. And it just goes on flawlessly. So it kind of gives you that soft focus look.
Okay.
Besides that, really, no. I use high end and low end and drugstore and any other type of makeup just to get the final look.
Gotcha. And tell me a little bit about what sets you apart from some of the other makeup artists that are out there?
Well, I would think and hope that it's just the love that I have for doing makeup on other people. I mean, when I walk into the hotel or wherever they're getting ready, I really want to be there. I want to make them look beautiful. I want them to feel beautiful. I want to be their best friend by the time I leave. I mean, and not a lot of the times I am.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. So I just feel like when you love it and you have a passion for it, it shows. And hopefully that's why the brides choose me in the first place.
How long in advance do you like to do the trials? Before wedding day, or does it just matter whenever they're ready to book?
Yeah, it really doesn't matter. It's up to them. I mean, I've done trials for engagement photos all the way up to rehearsal dinner. If they've had a bad experience with a makeup artist, then usually they like to do their trial earlier.
Okay. So do you find a lot of girls that maybe have trialed with other makeup artists and then come to you?
Well, not typically another makeup artist for their wedding, but sometimes
just
if they're a bridesmaid in a wedding and they've had a bad experience where they couldn't really, tell the bride, I don't like it, and they just kind of roll with it.
Yes.
If it's been too much or too heavy, they're nervous to have someone else do their makeup. So they always want the trial way earlier than the girls who
just have that comfort level and be done with it.
Right.
I will say one of the most important things for me when matching hairdressers and makeup artists is definitely personality. So I would think that comes in very handy for you.
Yes.
Because you are always a positive person coming in on wedding day. These are the first people you see on your wedding day, so I always want to make sure if you're at the trial, even if they do a wonderful job but you're not vibing with that person, I do think it's something to consider, because you want somebody coming in that day that's upbeat, or maybe you're not an upbeat person and so you don't want somebody in your face that's
right.
Yeah,
I try to vibe with that. I mean, there are brides that are so nervous.
Yeah.
Where I have to tell them, you're going to look amazing. This is going to be great.
They want that reassurance.
Right. And I honestly, in my heart, feel like when they're done, they are more comfortable because they're ready. They have their hair and their makeup and they're ready to go, and they know that it's getting close.
Yes. Yeah, and then the nerves will really kick in.
And then I'm out.
That's fine. But,
right.
Well, and so anything that you want all of our viewers to know about you, anything that you want to put out there that really does set you apart. I know we talked a little bit about that with your personality and just really enjoying it, and I think it does show.
And hopefully.
Yes, and we'll definitely have your website up, and we're going to show you guys some pictures after this, so keep watching. Anything you want them to know before we go?
Not really. It's just that I really love what I do, and hopefully that it will show in the makeup. I mean, I know that sounds so minimal, but for me, when you're walking down the aisle and everyone's looking at you, you just want to make sure you look as comfortable and as pretty as you possibly can, and that's what I like to try to do.
That's awesome. So a lot of times too, girls, just so you guys know, with timing, if you do have a planner, they'll help you through this. But if you don't, I mean, people like Kelly who have been in the business for years know we want your ready time, and then basically the number of people that you are getting makeup applications for, and then basically go backwards.
Right, exactly. We'll need the end time. What time
like
the
you're
photographer
ready,
wants you ready, and then we'll subtract to figure out.
And usually about say 30 minutes per person. So in order to not be up at 6 a.m. Sometimes you will want two artists, which is something that you can offer, so that's awesome as well.
Yes.
So anyway, if you guys have any questions or want to reach Kelly, we'll have her website and her email address for you guys. And just tune in next time to another episode of WEDucation. Thanks, Kelly.
Thank you. So
Yes.
whatever they're feel comfortable with. A lot of brides, if they've had a bad experience,
That's okay. Let's just keep going.
I thought I turned it off.
She'll edit.
Keep
it
going,
out.
keep
the
going, keep going.
music
She'll
on.
edit it.
Okay.
Wait, stop. I'm gonna
That's what
stop.
I mean.
I'm gonna stop it. And go.
So tell me a little bit about when you want the girls to come in for trials. Is it just whenever they're ready to book, or do you have a certain time frame that you like to catch them before wedding day?
It really doesn't matter. Honestly, I've done trials from rehearsal. Nope. Shit. Okay, ready? Okay. It really doesn't matter. I've done trials all the way from engagement photos to rehearsal dinners. So it's just when they feel more comfortable. If they've had a bad experience with a makeup artist in the past.
Here we go.
All right, babe, one more time.
She's like
Stop.
under her